Hey everybody, I'm back with another video today, and today we're going to be looking over this Noir HD. So this is definitely nothing crazy special or anything like that, but I haven't really looked over a Noir on video yet, and since we just got this one in, I figured this would be a good opportunity to actually look it over. So we got this one from Playland Japan in San Francisco. They had closed sometime last year and liquidated a bunch of their stock, and they kept a bunch of it. I think you can see he wanted to keep a couple things in the garage and stuff like that. So we had some cranes, the taiko machine was kept, and this. So he messaged me recently and said, hey, you know, I'm looking to finally get rid of the last of the arcade stuff that we have, and would prefer to just do like a bulk offer and take everything. So I worked with him and we got that, and so we got the last few cabs from Playland Japan. And sometime after this, I'm going to be doing a video on the taiko machine that we got. It was like the pads are in absolutely torn up shape. As you can imagine, being in SF Japantown for so long, it gets a lot of use. So I bought some parts for it. I've got new pads and whatnot, and he also had some parts that he just hadn't installed. I'm going to do a video opening that up and looking over the cabinet and doing just very basic parts replacements, and we'll be looking at like the internals of the drum and stuff like that when we get there. But anyway, to start us out, I moved this cab into the office, and I was either going to leave it here as an HD cab for us to use for testing and play or whatnot, or it's going to be our dedicated Tekken Tag 2. Which I've been meaning to keep a Noir for a long time, to have a dedicated Tekken Tag 2 for shows, so it'll probably end up being either this cab or I have another one coming in, I think, a couple weeks or something. So anyway, I've got a Tekken Tag 2 PCB ready to go, and we'll be using that as a test. And I may also throw in, over here, I've got a couple Tekken 7 ES1s converted to ES3, and I just reflashed them all, and I need to, they run, but I need to test one thing on them, so I'll throw those in here as well, and check that out. So first thing, I'm not sure if this was the keys to everything. I pulled these off the taiko because I didn't see any on here. So yeah, it looks like they are the same keys, but we'll look inside and take a look at everything. Now, let's see. So these card readers were taped off so that, you know, people wouldn't throw stuff in there. I might take this stuff off. I actually have a new one of these panels coming in, and I might replace that just to make everything look a little bit better. I gotta get Tekken Tag art for this and get it all good. So I guess one of the most common things to notice and point out about Noirs is right here. You see how this control panel here is just like everything's all taped over, and not to like talk them down or anything, but like I don't think Playland in particular knew as much about cabinet repair and stuff like that. So I mean, like, you can see the tape is actually covering where you would normally lift up this. Oh no, I guess it's not stuck down, but yeah, no, like I think a lot of the stuff, there's definitely going to be a lot of servicing that we'll need to do to you know, get it up to code. And that's why also, so I've been sitting on, I have 2 or 3 of these panels I got off Yahoo Japan, and I've just been sitting on them waiting for, you know, a cab that we're going to put them in. So I've got this one, I've already got the 2-player side set up. I'll probably, let's see, yeah, I'll probably have to get another harness for player 2, but I know who to ask for that. If ever you do need something like that, Lemony Vengeance is your guy to go to, and he'll have harnesses ready to go. So I need to get a 2-player harness, throw this in, and I'll get the parts off of this to put in there. So you notice the stick was just hanging, but it's just these screws came out. So this, you know, I think for the purpose of testing the cab, I'll get this screwed back in, but if I remember right, I don't remember if on Noirs which way it's supposed to be oriented, but...
Yeah, let me grab you your screwdriver.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. These screws don't seem long enough, but I'm going to pop this in real quick. And I mean, if worst comes to worst, I'll pop this panel out, put that one in, and we'll use that to, and check it out. But yeah, I think these screws are just too short. Makes me wonder what. No, because there's two of them.
There's another one sitting.
Well, no, those are wood screws. Those are like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like. I wonder if he was using those. Well, either way, you know, I'm not using this panel anymore. Looks like they might have, because it would tear out the threads.
It looks like the threads are torn out.
Maybe. Okay, well, I'm gonna. If it just holds it enough that I can move the joystick, that's all I really need. So I'm gonna get that up real quick, and then we'll open up the. No way, there can't be. I'm almost loath to try and use a power drill on this, or a impact driver. Yeah, no. Whatever. We're not actually going to try to play anything on this, so I'll leave that. We'll come back to this. And again, like, I'm going to mount it in there, so I'll get some proper screws and do that later. So anyway, yeah, under here you've got your monitor controls, your test service button, your coin mechs right here. And yeah, let's come on underneath here and... take a look at the inside and stuff. So it looks like he might have used the same. Okay, yeah. So it looks like, let's see. So this is probably his standard key because it's not a standard one. This one's a Sega 5575. So that might be what's on the cranes, and I'll have to check that before. Ooh, look at. Is that the same? It says, oh, this is an N5000. Okay, cool. But, like, man, that thing is chopped up. That key's probably not working anymore. But, anyway, that's an N5000. It's easy to replace. Let's see if this works on the bottom. No. It works on, yes. Okay, so I might have to drill that, because I don't know if we got locks for that. I bet you this probably won't work, because that's torn out. I'll grab another N5000 and try it later, but I would like to be able to get into that coin bucket without having to drill it. But all right, so yeah, the internals we've got here, just the mounting board, and we're gonna have VGA and HDMI. I think. I don't know if this. Yeah, this one should be HDMI. Yeah, HDMI. So. And then I think from what I had a couple people talking to me recently, and they had mentioned they tried to hook up HDMI and it wasn't coming up. And I'll confirm it when I mess around with this, but I think it is not auto switching on the monitor. So in order to switch to HDMI, you have to come up here into the menu and press it through. So otherwise, you've got VGA, and it looks like there's a VGA to DVI on it, and an HDMI to DVI on this. And that's DVI-D, and this is regular DVI. You've got your standard JVS power here, and for Noirs, they've got this extra harness here. So one of these goes to like System 357 and does some extra stuff. This is a pass-through for the second rail here. Anyway, they're used for various other hardwares, and this would probably be hooked up to the card reader. This would probably be the second slot. So there's you see there's two slots up here. I bet you for some reason there was two card readers for something I'm not familiar what for. But I'd assume the second one, this would plug in onto this harness somewhere maybe? Yeah, like right there. But that would go into this, and God knows what any of this is hooked up to. So it looks like this is, I wonder where this goes. Oh! There's stuff over here. So this goes. Oh, okay. So this is if the this is a link cable for the card reader, I guess. Interesting. So this would go to the other cabinet if you were linking them, and plug into the card reader on that. That's kind of cool. So then I guess I don't know if well, I guess it makes sense.
Maybe if you had a two-player.
Yeah, like I've never seen something that had two card readers on it though. That's kind of interesting. Let me open that back up again. Where did I? Yeah, this is kind of cool. But I'm going to change out all these locks anyway later, so, like, but, like, yeah, I was not going to sell this cab. I'm intending to keep this one and operate it. At some point, right, oh, so I was in the middle of talking about this. Almost every single Noir, and this is also coming loose. But almost every single Noir right here, the paint that they used on this is absolutely notorious for like wrist peeling, because like when you're playing, you've got your wrist here, and it's gross to think about like wrist sweat. But you see it on Sega cabs too. The panel right here always has like rust, and the art is lifting up, and it's gross. I still have a couple cabs that I'm bringing out to cons that have that, and I feel really bad about it. And I intend to get all that stuff replaced at some point, but it's super common. Almost all the Noirs I have this wear here. There's like 6 or 7 in the warehouse, and they're just all disgusting there. But yeah, no, just point it out, because like usually, and it looks like this is electrical tape too. Electrical tape seems to be the favorite thing of techs, both in Japan and here, to cover that up, because you kind of can't really tell as much, and it's way better than just having a big rusted metal, open slot there. Anyway, yeah, I forgot I was talking about that. So down here, what were we looking at? Coin, yeah. So it looks like this is just capped off, but maybe there was 2. I'm gonna switch this, since we're not gonna be linking or whatever. Not that it matters. We're not gonna be able to use any of this. I'm gonna switch this over to here, and then I would assume this will plug into our 357. Because that looks like this connector looks like it's something that would plug into the 357 IO. Okay, and then down here, this is our JVS board. Looks like there's something got unplugged on the power board back there, and it's probably not necessary, or it went to something else. Oh, it's capped over. Anyway, it's probably supposed to be that way. This is your IO board, and it also has a video splitter built in. So this is where you would have JVS to go into the other cab, audio and video. And there's this little door on the bottom, both for like if you have network cables or running anything, you just flip this thing up, and where's the... Oh, there we go. It just slides open, and you can run cables down the cab into another cab, and then when for transport, you can just close it and screw this thing down. All right, so let me grab the 357, and I'll get it in there. I need to get some, like you can see, this is probably, all these cabs have obviously run a little bit of everything from 357 up, or even 246 probably. These 4 screw holes here on the wood look like they were used for System 246, probably like Tekken 5 or something like that. Starting with Tekken 6, it uses the 357, and you can see here there's like these 6 indented sets of screws, and that would have a like a post with a nut on it, and the 357 mounts into that. I have to see if I have some. I would love to put this in and mount it correctly. So let me come over here. I'm going to grab our 357 and throw it in there. We'll hook up the cab and give it a little look over. So this is the 357 for Tekken Tag 2. You can see it there. Now I have flashed the hard drive with the latest version of the game that also has the coin lockouts removed, like the last version, the last English version had that. So let's throw this in, get it hooked up, and turn the cab on. So you've got power there, and you see down here we've got, then I might at some point do a video and just looking over the System 357 hardware, 357, 369, all the stuff we've learned about it. I think that'll be really interesting. I've been doing cabs for my videos all this time, but like I think the videos videos about the hardware would be interesting too. So I'm not sure where this plugs into. This looks like it's just a 5-volt, and there's no, I don't see any 5-volt to pull off of this. So let's see here. It's connected to the JVS power. So this is supposed to power something here, and it's not there. Maybe this was, now that I think about it, since this is a slotted reader, that was probably for Tekken 5. Because Tekken 5, I think, the 246 might have had this. and like as far as back as Tekken 5, I do remember Noirs being used for that. Now this is a Noir HD, so it should be like the 1080p monitor and stuff like that. That wouldn't have been around then, but you know, I don't know. Maybe
Could have been an upgrade.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is maybe it's an upgrade. So anyway, I'm gonna hook this thing up to the JVIO board. But yeah, like one of the things that I would mention on this hardware is that there are 357s, 357Cs that do not have this JAMA board. Instead, over here, they have 4 more USB ports. And internally, it's just a USB hub plugged. So this is just a PS3. And specifically this hardware is a PS3 Slim. It's missing the top part of it and whatnot. You know, it's got the hard drive bay and everything. But they just put a USB hub on it, and then there's 4 more ports. And they use that for stuff like ATB48, Dreadstorm Pirates, all like the light gun games, and Tycho, that don't use JVS at all. But so like I've made mistakes. Like I bought something like 12 of the Tycho PCBs when they got liquidated. Like, oh, they're cheap. I'll get them. I can convert them, do whatever with them. And now they're useless because I can't do anything without the JVS IO. It's very little. Anyway, it has like a couple special connectors on it and stuff like, I know in the Dragon Ball Zenkai Battle Royale video I pointed this stuff out too, but these can be used, I think, as alternate input to JVS. And I need to do a little bit more research on that because I've heard that Dragon Ball does work on JVS. You just have to change like some settings over here or something. So we've got that thing that was card readers. It's probably pointless for us to plug in. Our JVS connector here. And I'm going to use the HDMI off of this because Tekken Tag does support HDMI, like 1080p over HDMI. So you want to get that. Plug that in there. And audio directly in. So interesting thing on this is, so you see this here is just a regular like PS2, PS3, PS4 AV. And if you don't have this plugged in up here, so this is the video and audio out of the console. And it goes down into here and that goes into this IO board, and that's how you get like RGB and like the audio out and stuff. If you don't plug this in, you don't get any of that. Now with this one, like some of the newer games, stuff like this, it does, like the HDMI gets around that. But if you don't have this plugged in, you still won't get any audio off this. Now, if you did have a cab that you were trying to get RGB off of this, you have to have this plugged in, otherwise you're not going to get any video signal off this board. And that's another thing that came up in my video about Tycho HD, how ashamed I was that for like a year I couldn't get any video out, and it was just because this thing wasn't snapped all the way in, because it had you had to put a little extra pressure in to snap it in. Anyway, so that's all hooked up. Let's go around back. There's our cable and get this thing hooked up, and let's see how it looks. Now it was running at Playland, so I assume it's still good and all that, but I don't remember how well it was running or any of that. Yeah, we're in the office, by the way, and we've since... I haven't really shown too much of this office yet, but we have definitely changed some things around here, and feels a little bit brighter and has a little bit more, the kind of games that we want to actually use and stuff in here. So, switch the fronts on, let's try to switch to the back. Let's see here. There we go, just wasn't plugged all the way in. And here we are. Looks like there's a lot of dust. Holy crap, there's a ton of dust under this. So we're definitely taking this off and cleaning it up. Okay, so we've got no signal. I wonder if it was running on VGA before, so let's come on over and... Yeah, so it should be up. Let's go menu, select, there we go. There we go. Okay, yeah, so I guess the select button, we did have to push that to change signal. So yeah, that's probably VGA. Uh-oh. There we go, okay. Yeah, so the select button. Ooh. That's...
One more.
Was it one more? Oh, good morning.
There we go.
Weird, okay. I wish that was turned up a little bit. I love that, like the Tekken good morning. It's... So yeah, all the Tekken PCBs, they say good morning when they boot up. I might even link the channel at the end, but or the video at the end. But there's a video that just has all the different good mornings for the Tekken game. So anyway, there it is, it's looking good. Like I said, obviously we're gonna have to go and clean under it, but the picture actually looks really good on this. I was expecting there to be a fair bit more burn on this LCD from having, run in Playland for so long. But it actually looks quite good. Go to the test menu here, and I'm going to do a monitor test. Oh, I'm going to have to use this, aren't I? Hang on. Here, I'm going to... Let me just see if I can...
It also looks like your LED board under the...
Oh, that's not even doing anything. Is it not hooked up?
I/O might be different.
No, it's not. But it sure shouldn't be.
Well, the configuration?
Well, also, test and service button doesn't do anything. So let's check this harness. There's just the ground's here. Ground's hooked up. Oh, no, start button works, so... Is it just... Maybe let's just try... Here we go. Where is the... So that is start. Yeah, it moved, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow, you know what? This stick might just be super fun.
You want to grab the other stick?
Yeah, where did I put it?
It should be right there.
Yeah. So just for the sake of navigating this menu, I'm gonna...
Get ready for the next battle.
Alright. Oh yeah, so like definitely I think that stick is just super toast. We got that works, tag works. The button layout's just weird, so like, here, okay, now we can put it in the test menus. Yeah, there we go. Well, for one, that's upside down. Yeah, no, well, I'm not going to even bother with any of this stuff in the video, but like, this is all very basic cabinet maintenance, but let's go into IO test and just see what's going on. So start is something?
Enter player 2 button 1.
Oh, god damn it, really? Oh, wait, there we go. Switch test. Okay, so this is definitely like out of whack. So button 1 is probably mapped to button 6.
Okay.
That's not working. But I wonder what was on here. I don't remember because I wasn't a regular at
Yeah, neither was I.
Yeah, so there. Button 2 is button 5. Button 3 is button 2. Button 4 is button 4. Button 5 is button 1. And button 6 is button 3. So, I mean, and again, I was going to change all this stuff anyway, so that's not a problem. And then start is actually player 1 start, but that's interesting. No, this is the kind of stuff that's kind of cool to notice, though. Like, and even if it's basic to fix or whatnot, this is fun. I like to have a lot of fun with this kind of stuff, so... I think that's most of what I want to cover with this cab, but let's see here. The other thing, I think this is... Oh, yeah, no, these LEDs...
That's what I was saying, the lights on the board are
I'm not too
dead.
concerned about it, like that's not a functional thing, but once I have nothing else to do, I'll go and replace those, or I'm sure we could probably... Someone might have done a repro already, or I'll just put something else in. But yeah, I'll definitely need to do that. I don't remember. I think, yeah, this lamp looks like it. Oh, God. Come up here. Do I have... I'll just use my hand. Like, you can see there's a bunch of dust up there, but, like, if you can see that tube, look at how much dust is on that tube. So the starter's probably dead on it, or you know, you replace the fluorescent. Again, that's not super important, but like, whoo-hoo! But yeah, okay, I think that about does it for this cab. What else do we got in here? Nothing else I can really think about, but yeah, I'll have to see if we have more keys for that, and I'll get in that later. Otherwise, I'll drill it. But yeah, so that's a Noir, I think, in a nutshell. We're gonna, you know, do some work on it, clean it up. I'll look at the stick, see if it's. It might just be like a broken trace or something, since all the buttons aren't working well. And actually, here, you know what? Let's see what we can get out of it, because it was somewhat working. See what we can get out of it and test. Yeah, like it. Whew.
It's barely.
Yeah, it's barely going off. So maybe. Let me see if. It might just be super worn out. I'll try and clean it. Otherwise, I have sticks. I actually have some spares that I opened on a previous video.
It could also just be the micro switches in it that.
The problem with these is those micro switches are soldered into that board, so it's a little bit more of a. It's easier to just replace the whole thing. But like, as little as my cabs get used compared to an arcade, it's not that big a deal. So, yep, I think that's it for the Noir, and leave it at that. I've got a couple other videos to record today, so we'll get right into that. Look forward to other stuff coming up in the next couple weeks. Hope you enjoy this video, and if there's anything else that you want to see a video of, please let us know. There have been some definite requests, and they are just on our backlog. We will get to them sooner if you ask about it. So feel free to ask anything you've got. We get a lot of cabs through. We're happy to record video and kind of show them off. Till next time, stay safe, and see you in the next video. Alright, so just two things real quick. I decided I got tired of seeing all that dirt on the glass, so I took the monitor off, and I just wanted to kind of show a little bit of the inside and whatnot. So like this part's, I'm going to get that all cleaned out. I'm going to clean up this glass. The glass portion is fine. It's the monitor that is pretty gross. You can see, well, you kind of see it there. You got the back of it here. So I just kind of wanted to show all the parts of the inside, and so you can see back here, this is how the monitor is mounted. There's nothing mounting the monitor to the front of this. It just gets sandwiched in by these two pieces, and there is this mounting bracket here for the monitor. So if I were to replace this with anything, I would have to find something that fits this frame pretty well. So we'll probably have to do that at some point, do more monitor replacement. So I'm going to get this cleaned up, put it back together, and we'll actually end the video after do a little bit of play test to show you how everything looks once it's all done. Yeah, so be right back. Alright, and just to wrap it up, I wanted to do a quick look over of how everything looks cleaned up. I don't know if you can tell from before, because it's been a little while since I recorded, but the screen is now looking nice and clean. There's no burn. It's very sharp. None of the fuzzy dirt in there. Looks a lot better. I have not replaced this tube up here. The little things I might do later, like replacing these LEDs, but I cleaned out all of that. We have replaced it with the 2L panel. I went and I ended up just pulling this harness off of one of our Dragon Ball EX Zenkai Battle Royales, because we haven't, I'm not really using that, but I need to get a replacement for the Player 2 harness. You see here, it is plugged into the Player 2 port here, and the joystick for Player 2 is down here. Because this is normally a P1 harness. If you had a proper P2, it would be red and black, I believe. But, yeah, so everything's wired up. We fixed, so this stick, the switches were going bad on it, so we replaced the PCB for it, and then swapped everything over onto this 2L board, and we're good to go. So that's it for the look over on the NAMCO Noir. I will probably be doing a monitor replacement on a Noir clone. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video on that, but that might be one of the things to look forward to in this sort of line of things in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video. I I enjoy recording them, so we'll see you next time.